everybody? Welcome in to our college football playoff national championship live stream, our first live stream of the year 2024. Happy New Year's to everybody. We are getting ready for the national championship. In fact, it has already kicked off. Michigan with a 2nd and 6. Early on, first drive, McCarthy drops back. He will throw across the middle, hits his man for a first down. We are underway in the national championship game. Two undefeated teams. Michigan defeated Alabama in the college football playoff semifinals, a game that was a classic at the Rose Bowl that went to overtime. Was a fantastic game. And then, of course, Washington overcame Texas in a game that actually came down to the wire in the end, but was largely controlled by Washington. Michael Penix played a great game. Michigan has picked up the first down of the game. They give it to Corum. He gets up all the way up to about the 35-ish yard line on an outside zone run. His helmet does come off, so I think he'll have to come out for a play. You see the Michigan offensive line getting out in front, securing their blocks. 73 secures the edge. He kicks out Braylon Trice, who's going to be a borderline day 2-ish draft pick. Really good prospect off the edge. He was really effective against Texas. That sets up Michigan right where they want to be. They want to be in 2nd and 3 so they can continue to control the clock, run the ball, and play at their tempo. They run it up the middle for a first down. We are 2 minutes in. Michigan has run 4 plays. They've picked up 2 first downs. They look good so far. It's early on. Jim Harbaugh, of course, coaching in his first national championship game at Michigan, the offensive coordinator / interim head coach for most of the season. Sharon Moore will call the plays. Michigan is set up at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. McCarthy in the shotgun. He motions Colston Loveland. He's under pressure. He'll throw, and he'll hit his man. And that's another Michigan first down. Way to be poised under pressure there. They motion Loveland across the formation. They send him up on a wheel route. McCarthy extends the play. He hits his man for a first down under some good pressure there from Washington. And Michigan is on the move. Michigan is on the move. 3 first downs. They've run 5 plays total. They will give this. And Williams, it looks like he's got a first down, breaking tackles. And he's into Washington territory. There, that's Mullins. That is Mullins with the carry. He's already got 2 carries early on. And he's looked very, very effective. That Washington offensive line, Michigan's offensive line, getting some good push off the ball early. Getting to the next level. Good job by the running back breaking tackles there. And that is Michigan's 4th first down on this drive. They're inside the 40. McCarthy under center. He'll turn around, play action. Trice gets around the edge, and Washington gets there for their first sack of the ball game. That's a big play. First big play made by the Washington defense. You see Trice beat the tackle, pushed McCarthy up into the pocket, and Washington was there to get McCarthy on the ground. It's going to be 2nd and long now for Michigan. First negative play of the ball game. Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Michigan still remains in Washington territory. They will run it here with Donovan Edwards, who bounces it outside. There he goes. He's inside the 20. He's inside the 10. And he's in for a Michigan touchdown. Michigan takes the early lead on Washington. An impressive drive capped by a 41-yard Donovan Edwards touchdown. Wow. They look ready to play.
What'd I miss? Everything. Wow, what a drive.
What a drive to open the ball game by the Michigan Wolverines. 8 plays, 84 yards in just under 5 minutes. 5 total first downs. Took about 5 minutes off the clock, and it'll be up to that explosive Washington offense and Michael Penix to answer after the commercial break. What a start to this national championship game. Imy, welcome in.
What's up, man? Sorry I'm a little late. Had to get some things set up. But I'm here now. I'm ready now. And I'm going to... Do you see that graphic that I have up?
I do.
Are you able to see that?
I do.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to update the score.
Welcome in. By the way, for those of you who will join over the next couple of hours or have already joined, welcome in. Thank you for tuning in for however long you do. We encourage fan interaction in our chat. So if you just want to say hi, give your thoughts on the game so far. If you're a fan of one of these two teams, give your feelings. We will be giving our live reaction and commentary for most of this game, probably all the way till the end. And then after the game, soon after the game, we will be recording kind of like a post-game, deep in the heart of Longhorn sports, where we'll not only analyze this game and talk about, of course, the national championship winner, but we'll talk about the college football playoff as a whole, as over Christmas and New Year's, we didn't get an opportunity to talk much about that. And then we'll be talking about some more Texas-related stuff in that episode as well. So if you're a late night owl, you can certainly tune into that as well after the game. So we'll be talking about not only just this game, but the semifinals as well.
Oh, I just realized I forgot to mute my TV. I don't know if y'all could hear that through my screen, but hopefully you couldn't, because we might have problems if
I couldn't hear.
That's not ideal. Okay, cool. Well, this is our first form of content of any kind in 2024 so far. Man, I mean, this game is just so... It's such an interesting matchup, honestly. And people have already talked about it all week. Obviously, we had a whole week to talk about it, but these teams are just so different. And Michigan, I don't know if Washington's ready to win a rock fight against Michigan. I think it's more so going to be a shootout.
Right.
If Washington wants to win.
Yeah, coming into the game, I kind of thought, Washington gets to 30, 35 points, they can win this ball game, or should win this ball game. But after that first drive, and I know adjustments will be made and all, but if they just run the football and play to their tempo, I don't know that Washington is going to get to 35 points. I mean, as good as their offense is, we'll just have to see how they match up against this version of the Michigan defense, as they'll start this drive from the 20. Are you in the same?
I think Joe Klatt said it best, though. Like, this Michigan defense is built for a team like Washington, because they had to beat a team like Washington in their own conference, Ohio State, and they did. Like, that's who they're built to beat. That's why they have the defense that they do.
Let's see how they look against a little bit better of a quarterback in Michael Penix Jr. than Kyle McCord.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Solid run play to start.
Pitch to Donovan.
Gain of about 6.
That was a big storyline coming in. Obviously, he gets banged up a little bit at the end of the Texas game. That hurt Washington a little bit in the circumstances in that game. But it's good to see him looking healthy early on. That's big for Washington.
Definitely. They're going to need him to be big tonight. Just to stay on schedule.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, quick throw early. Jalen McMillan.
Yep, there he is. He's pushed out of bounds by Wallace. I think
Going hurry up. I like it.
you might be a touch ahead. You might be just a touch ahead of me. That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
I'll keep that in mind. You know what? I'll just pause it for a split second and then hit play. That might help. Is 37 in motion for you right now?
Yes.
All right. I think we're good now. Penix rolling left.
Yep. Throw to the flat. Short game.
Gain of about 3. It's so early in the game, so it's hard to really say this for sure, but this feels like an important drive already.
Yes, it does. It does. Okay, they're going to give it here.
Not much.
It is a positive play, but not much. Set up third and medium-ish, third and short, third and medium. I'm not sure exactly. 3rd and 5. Already 7 minutes off the game clock here so far. Yep. There's been a lot of running.
Yeah, not much of stopping the clock, that's for sure.
And this game, by the way, people, is taking place about 20-minute drive from where I'm sitting on my couch right now in Houston, Texas.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Nice broken tackle there. That's so important against Washington. You got to secure those tackles.
Caught it short of the sticks. They had the opportunity.
They did.
They're working the edges early. I think they're trying to soften up the middle of that defense.
Yep. You want to work these Michigan defenders sideline to sideline. You don't want to play downhill, smash mouth football against this team. You want to try to soften up the middle. They bring the blitz off the edge, and I think that maybe affected the timing on that throw just a little bit. It looked a little behind.
I think they're better off with that being incomplete.
You're probably right about that, actually, as there were Michigan defenders right there.
That is not a good sign there.
I'm interested to see what Michigan does, though, because they brought a lot of those kinds of blitzes against Alabama, and they were really effective in doing it. So we'll see how much they utilize that against Penix, who is excellent getting rid of the ball, pinpoint accuracy. And against Texas, he was good at moving around in the pocket. Texas got some pressure, but he evaded that pressure, got rid of the ball, and was pinpoint accurate. And Texas, even though they got pressure, didn't touch them the entire game.
Yeah. I mean, every throw he made just felt like it was going to be on the money every time, and each incompletion felt like a fluke in that game. That's how hot he was.
Exactly. We'll talk more about that game and the Michigan semifinal game in our Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports. One of the things I just wanted to throw out there, though, thank you guys for tuning in, is this game is not only the end of games in this college football season. So there won't be any more college football games, sadly, for another 7-8 months. But it's the end of an era in college football. And I think that's something that, while people might know it, I don't think is being talked about enough. Maybe it'll be talked about more at the end of this game, but college football won't be the same in the immediate aftermath of this game. So just wanted to throw that out there in case you forgot or just haven't been thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't hit you. It's one of those things that doesn't really hit you until it hits you. I mean, the 14 playoff seemed like, I guess, the luster of it kind of uh, wilted away as time went on. I mean, when it first came to be, like obviously the excitement was huge and it was a huge success, but like the fact that it was only 4 teams made everybody quickly realize. I think even like 2-3 years into it, like expansion is like inevitable. You know?
Yeah. The first, obviously, the announcement a couple years ago that Texas and Oklahoma were moving to the SEC, and then obviously UCLA and USC go to the Big Ten, then Washington and Oregon follow them. We know all the moves to the Big 12, Arizona State, Utah. Um, but I think the first time it really kind of hit me a little bit was the SEC schedule release, seeing Texas's actual SEC schedule for next year. And then seeing CJ Daniels, who's a Liberty transfer wide receiver, on his official visit to Texas, wearing his Texas gear, and on the jersey was already that SEC patch. And I'll show you that.
Oh my!
I'll show you that.
Not to interrupt you, but they're showing how Dylan Johnson tweaked that ankle,
Yeah,
and it does not look good.
that's what you were worried about coming in. Those ankle injuries can be very, very fragile.
Easy to take off if turned the wrong way.
Hopefully, that's
I
nothing.
mean, you got to give him credit for giving it a go, but
Yeah, they throw it out to
oh,
Odunze, who makes a couple men miss, gets a first down. That's his first catch of this ball game.
first of many.
Obviously, we expect him.
I think people are gonna realize how brilliant Kalen DeBoer is from this game, because with how Washington is moving the ball early, like it just shows how good this offense actually is.
Yeah.
Like I think even with how they performed against Texas, people still questioned if Washington, could do it against this Michigan defense.
Yeah.
And I mean, the signs early, are saying hell yes they can.
That ball was incomplete. Good to see Dylan Johnson back on the field.
Yeah, that is a tough customer. My gosh. I mean, his ankle got crushed by a 300 plus pound defensive tackle.
When you are playing in the national championship game, you will do things that you wouldn't otherwise do.
Yeah, the adrenaline is real. I'll tell you that. He's probably juiced up on painkillers.
Pretty much every single play has been lateral. It's been runs, throws to the flat. I really like this game plan from Kalen DeBoer so far.
I mean, he's done it before. I mean, you give him a week to prepare. You give him obviously not just a week to prepare, because obviously like you're focusing on the game at hand, but you also study all 4 teams in the playoff just in case. You give him all that time. I mean, he's bound to come up with a great game plan. It's just inevitable at that point.
Nice run by Dylan Johnson.
He's not even limping anymore. It's insane what these athletes do, man. It's just
Michigan shut that one down. Junior Colson, nice tackle. I love these Michigan linebackers.
the speed, man. Yeah, that's just smart play by 5. It's so easy to crash on a play like that and not be disciplined, but that's just, I mean, it's good coaching.
Yep.
If you know what you're doing, then that play is not as difficult to guard. Another lateral play, side to side.
Nice job by Michigan rallying to the football there.
Yeah, it seems like Michigan is catching on. Big play here, 3rd and goal.
Yep. Already a big play here in the red zone.
I think the biggest thing here is even if you don't get it, just get close and give yourself at least a decision to make
Yeah,
for 4th down.
I agree.
All right, timeout. Oh wow, that's their. Wow, they've already used 2 timeouts.
Yeah, it is their second timeout. Interesting.
Wow, I didn't even realize they had used one already.
They
Interesting.
may have had to use one for that injury. I'm not entirely sure, but
Yeah, that's a weird rule. I don't know how I feel about that. I understand the logic behind it, but
I mean, I could be wrong about that, but I'm just guessing.
no. Yeah, I hear you, but like, I just think specifically to that situation at the end of the Texas game where Washington is forced to use the timeout and is kind of hamstrung in a way by, obviously the unfortunate event of your player getting injured inside of 2 minutes, but I don't know, it just feels wrong for a team to be punished for that.
I agree with you, but at the same time, you can argue that they shouldn't have been running the ball anyway. They should have just taken a knee.
True. Yeah.
So it kind of goes both ways.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes, you're not expecting your player to get hurt there. So, I mean, but I agree the rule sucks. There are a lot of rules that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But that's part of it. Obviously, they weren't able
I think that'll be stuff to discuss in the off season for sure. I think there's a lot of I guess big picture college football stuff that we can dive
Oh, yeah,
into.
there's so much. There's so much.
There's so much.
Yeah, if you think college football talk is stopping here on Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports, even though the games are ending for the season, you're sorely mistaken.
Nope. College baseball is around the corner as well.
It is. It is.
You've
And
got a lot to cover.
college
soon.
basketball just entered conference play. I got to
Yep.
be honest with you. And we'll talk about this more extensively on a Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports. Maybe not tonight, but in a future episode sometime soon.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting the panic button yet, but I am worried. I'm officially worried about this Texas basketball team. We are, well, we can talk about it maybe at halftime or later tonight, but we're,
Yeah. I'll have to go watch that Texas Tech game when I get the chance. I haven't been able to go watch it, but from what I've heard, it's not encouraging. Let's just say that. Okay, back to the game. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. I think it's all about the matchup you want right here. I think maybe if they're in man to man, I think you just give yourself a 50-50 ball to your best matchup. And there's going to be a favorable matchup out there when you have three receivers as good as they do.
Yes. Big play here. Penix drops back, steps up, incomplete over Odunze.
Oof. Good coverage, though.
Yep. It looks like initially Washington will take the 3, which is obviously, I think, a smart play.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that as well.
If they had gotten, like, say, inside the 5, there would have been something to think about here. But, yeah, very nice coverage there by Michigan.
All right. 7-3. Michigan's going to get the ball back, and it immediately becomes basically a must-stop for Washington. And this is the exact scenario that Joel Klatt was talking about. The sense of urgency that Michigan puts on you with how they play.
Yep. 7-3 ball game, just under the 4-minute mark in the first. We've had 2 possessions. Both teams scored points. Michigan with the 41-yard touchdown run by Donovan Edwards. Washington gets down in the red zone, but gets stopped inside the 10. They kick the field goal, and we are here. In the last ever college football national championship game in the 4-team playoff era, which lasted 10 years. We'll go to 12 teams next year, which should be really, really fun. I heard earlier tonight that ESPN is in negotiations or working on a deal for the media rights to those games. So we'll see if that gets done here in the next week or two. Yeah, you have anything you want to talk about here in the media timeout?
Well, that in particular, I mean, I've been listening to Josh Pate quite a bit, and from what he has been saying, basically ESPN is going to be using their leverage power, so to speak, I guess, to basically push college football into making changes to their transfer portal rules, or lack of rules, rather, which can only be a good thing, hopefully.
Yep.
But what I'm worried about is just like in the like panic and commotion of things, and the fact that they have to come to a decision so quickly and change the rules so quickly that they don't think everything through.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's hard for me to really predict what's going to happen because it could be a mixture of anything. So there's no point.
Right.
But just hope and pray at this point, honestly.
Also today, totally unrelated to anything we've talked about so far in the football world, but Tiger Woods and Nike officially ended their partnership today.
Ooh.
After I think it's 27 years, something along those lines. People in the industry had kind of been forecasting this for a while. I don't know, and I'm not going to get into the exact reasons that it ended because I honestly don't know. I haven't read much into it, but yeah, that was interesting news.
Yeah, we have a chat. Zara says they would want to see the match. Unfortunately, we can't show the match because of copyright and all that. But there is illegal sites available to view it if you don't have, I guess, like television. I guess like traditional television, I guess.
If
There's websites out there. You just have to look in the right spots.
you don't have cable TV or you don't have a streaming service like YouTube TV, yeah, you can definitely find it somewhere out there. So nice
Yeah.
coverage on the kickoff. Michigan's going to start from inside their 20, right at the 14. They're going to go under center here.
They're running it right at them.
Yep.
All right, good defense there, but you can definitely see the defensive backs getting more involved in this run defense.
Yep.
And if you're Michigan, that just screams play action shot.
Yep.
May even be on this play. If they're going to be coming down that aggressively, you got to punish them for it. All right, they're in the pistol.
They are. The motion.
There it is, play action. I freaking called it, man. I mean, I'm not exactly
nice
a genius. It was pretty obvious.
What a throw by McCarthy. He hits his man, his number one target, Roman Wilson. I'm a little behind you still, but that's okay.
Okay, gotcha.
It's going to be hard to sync him up. It's just going to be what we're going to have to.
Yeah, it is what it is, yeah.
But yes, you did call that. It was a version of play action. Lays it right over the top of the defense on that crossing route.
That's a good sign early that J.J. McCarthy is getting rid of it on time there. He's seeing the field well.
He looks comfortable.
Ooh, okay. Almost made me eat my words right there. I'm not going to lie.
He rushed that throw a little bit, it looked like.
Yeah. A little bit of a miscommunication. I think the receiver sat down in that zone and he was expecting the receiver to keep moving out towards the sideline.
Yeah. Close.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will set up Michigan 2nd and 10 now. First incompletion of the game.
If you're Washington, this is a big moment now. If you can cause a negative play, then you have an opportunity to – never mind. Ooh. See ya.
Oh, Donovan Edwards. Donovan Edwards, the early candidate for MVP, the runaway candidate for MVP of this football game. His second explosive run of the game. That one goes for 46 yards, touchdown Michigan, and it's about to be 14-3.
Just the huge hole that was created by that offensive line is the only thing on my mind right now. Like, holy moly. That is a different level right there. That is really well executed by Michigan. I think ultimately Josh Pate was right. I think with them coming out a little bit sloppy last game and still winning and being able to escape their sloppy game and getting that out of the way, I think it's just raised their level of focus and level of urgency.
Yeah.
And this version of Michigan is probably the most complete team in the country. When they're playing like this focused, I don't think anyone.
On both touchdown runs, Donovan Edwards has just kind of waited, and big holes have opened up, and he's just hit them, and he's gone.
It's just that one jump cut.
Yeah.
It's just a.
No, when Michigan is.
He didn't even get touched.
When Michigan's buttoned up like this, there's nobody better this year in college football. When they're not making the mistakes, shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah, this is what it looks like. And this next drive for Washington, they need to score a touchdown.
Yeah. This is quickly reaching danger territory for sure.
Actually, I'm going to save that for Dithold. I don't want to take all of our talking points away for deep in the heart of Longhorn sports. So I'll save what I was going to say. I was going to say something about the Michigan-Alabama game, but save that for later.
Yeah. Okay.
Michigan,
Now or
Washington,
never.
75 yards away, setting up the 25, down 14-3. It was Texas chasing Washington the entire game. Now
Okay.
Washington,
Penix scrambles for about 7.
ooh, nice play there. Okay. Steps up in the pocket, gets out, recognizes the pressure. Positive play. That's good. You don't want negative plays against this defense.
Yeah. No.
Second in medium. They flip it out. Dylan Johnson, Michigan, Mason Graham there on the tackle. I love the interior of this defensive line. Mason Graham and Chris Jenkins. They're so good.
Yeah.
In the run and in the pass.
Michigan is just playing fast right now. They're playing with their, I mean, they're pinning their ears back because they know everything's short right now.
Yeah.
Washington's got to stretch this defense vertically.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet.
Which we know they can. Oh, what a tackle.
That's an NFL.
That is big time. That is big
an
time
NFL
right there.
first-round draft pick right there. Mike Sainristil. He's excellent.
And that's a matchup people have been highlighting, is those two battling it out in the slot.
He's one of the leaders of this football team. Very fundamentally sound tackle there. Wraps him up, gets him on the ground, keeps him short, and that's huge for Michigan, obviously. Something Texas didn't really do in their game. Okay, that punt will be down just outside the 20. All right, so we're down to basically the end of the first quarter. Michigan will probably run a play. And then it'll be at the end of the first quarter. Donovan Edwards already with a huge game. I think he already has 100 yards rushing, close to it at least.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
yeah. Obviously, I know Donovan Edwards is a really good player. But wow.
Yeah. I definitely wasn't expecting this.
Michigan goes 2 tight ends. They give it.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh my. All the way down to the 20. This might get ugly.
Woo!
Uh-oh. We might be doing dead hole a little early, man.
Yeah. Which actually wouldn't be a terrible thing.
Yeah, true.
Let's let it play out until halftime and see where we're at.
Whew, okay.
Man.
I deleted Prize Picks, but if I still had the app, in theory, I definitely would have put Blake Corum over 100 yards for this game, 100%.
Wow. Impressive. Really impressive quarter from Michigan. That was...
I mean, I knew they would be able to run it, but I just didn't think it would be like this. I mean, Texas was able to run it against Washington, but it was 8-yard chunks. It was 6-yard, 12-yard chunks. It wasn't 40.
Yeah. But something I'll talk about is I think, well, it didn't really hurt them much at all in the regular season in the last couple games. I do think missing Jonathan Brooks in that game really hurt Texas a little bit. Obviously, in the second half, the ball security issues with Jadon Blue and CJ Baxter didn't help.
Yeah.
But I do think if they had a guy like Jonathan Brooks that not only is such a good runner and is going to be probably still, even with his ACL injury, a top 3 back off the board in this
Yeah.
draft. But with his ability to like make plays, in the passing game as well, and then obviously his experience maybe would have helped Texas just a little bit. Obviously, it is what it is, but yeah, I don't think CJ Baxter nor Jadon Blue are to the level of caliber players that Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards are as a tandem. And look, I don't want to take all our talking points away from Dithill, but I knew this Washington offensive line was good, really good, in fact, because they obviously won the Joe Moore Award. But they kind of handled Texas edges with relative ease. I don't want to say they totally neutralized T'Vondre Sweat and Byron Murphy, but they did, as good a job as anyone has done.
Yeah, you could feel their presence more so in defending Washington's run game, but when it came to passing the football, they just got whatever they wanted.
Yeah. Okay, we're back. It's the start of the second quarter, right? After that big run by Corum. Wow, 174 rushing yards.
Yeah, they're
before contact. Before contact.
Oh my gosh.
And that's in the first quarter.
That is a padlock stat if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. They give here to Corum. Washington is just going to have to get these backs on the ground at first contact, or else they can't win this football game.
Yeah, there's so much pressure on these defensive backs to make tackles right now. And when you're in that space, it just becomes so hard to play defense at any level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they're using
2 straight stops. Okay.
They're using
third down now.
They're using all 3 backs tonight. They're using Mullins, they're using Edwards, and they're using Corum. Interesting.
With with the distance they've been running.
Yeah.
I guess you gotta. But yeah, that's I definitely wasn't expecting to see much of the third back, that's for sure. This feels like a
Washington
Loveland type of moment. Timeout.
I know. This is Michigan's first third down tonight.
Oh my gosh. This is it's far from over. I'm not saying it's over, but things are going to have to change drastically. And I don't even know if they have to change drastically really for Washington. It has to be Michigan starting to play worse as well. That's what it feels like right now.
Yeah, it feels like that right now. Obviously, things can change pretty quickly.
Things can change in a hurry. Things can change in a hurry.
Change in a hurry in college football.
If
they are able to say hold Michigan to 3 here, which would be huge. If they can get a touchdown on their next drive, going to halftime, say down 17, 20 to 10, Washington does get the ball back uh, right out of halftime. So if they could find a way to keep this a one-score game somehow, or somewhere in that 7 to 10 point range, going into halftime, they do get the first possession of the second half. That could be kind of where you want to be if you're Washington, going into halftime. That's probably what their best case scenario is right now, the way this game's playing out. But no, I mean, if they keep this to, I would say, within two possessions, that's doable for this offense.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, though, would be pretty hard to overcome, especially
Yeah.
the way
Definitely.
that Michigan is running the ball even more effectively early than I had thought they would. Huh. I thought they were going to run the ball, absolutely, because Texas ran the ball for 180 yards on this Washington defense. But I did not think it was going to be 180 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely not.
so I think McCarthy's thrown the ball like 4 or 5 times so far. So it'll be interesting.
Tops. Yeah.
Be interesting to see if they throw it here or if they just run it. Maybe they run it twice even. Who knows?
Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad at them if they ran it twice. I just think you got it rolling. Just make them stop it. They haven't stopped it yet.
Yeah.
But
What you don't
I mean,
want to do is put the ball in harm's way and create a momentum changing type of play.
exactly.
So you just want to be careful with the ball, whatever you do here.
Okay. Ooh, nice play.
Ooh, great play there. Is that Muhammad?
Jabbar Muhammad.
Yep. That's a huge play
He's
there.
a stud. He's 100% a stud. Like I I fully admit, like I did not watch much of Washington this year. I watched like probably 3 games of them during the entire regular season, to be honest. But man, he just jumps off the screen every time, man.
Yeah, he does.
You can't deny it.
Okay.
Ooh.
That probably feels good for Michigan, though, just to see that
Yeah.
field goal go through because they were abhorrently bad
Oh,
special
yeah.
teams.
Yeah.
It was by far the worst special teams I've seen in college football all year long. It was bad, and that to just see that field goal go through, even though it was somewhat close to not being good, just to see the snap get down, the kick go through. They didn't get in the end zone, but they do lead by 2 touchdowns. But that's a big win for Washington because the way that
100%. Yeah.
wasn't wasn't good. Um, okay, so 17-3 is your score. We're early on in the second quarter. Obviously, a long way from it being over. But Michigan has controlled this game from the jump, just like Washington controlled the game against Texas from the jump. There were There were more swings, momentum swings in that Alabama Michigan game than there
Oops.
were that Texas game. Thank you guys for watching. We're about 50 minutes in here to our first live stream of the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully, your first week of 2024 has been a good one. Okay, so Penix against pressure, 0 for 3 for 0 yards. Interesting.
All right. This is where this offense needs to start cooking. Like it's go time. I mean, they're built to make comebacks. This is a elite passing offense.
If anyone can do it, it would be Washington.
100%. All right, quick first down.
There's a
Looks like
doomsday.
they're going to go into hurry up. I like that move for sure.
Yep.
Got to get some momentum.
You want to get this Michigan defense on their heels. They need to go a little faster here, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just looks like they're trying to get the right personnel. Here we go.
All right, he's going to go downfield and completes to, I couldn't see the number there. I think that's McMillan.
Yeah, let's see on the replay here.
Best play they've had so far by far on offense. Good sign. Yeah, that's Polk. My bad.
Jalen Polk,
Yeah.
who played huge against Texas, makes a play there. If I'm not mistaken, that's like the first throw like downfield.
That's their first throw past 10 yards for sure. Like
Yeah.
in the air.
Yeah.
Which is strange, but I think they're just trying to feel this game out.
Mm-hmm.
And now they can't feel this game out. They just got to go from here on out.
That movement up front. That's what you don't want. That's one thing the Washington offensive line did not do against Texas. Was pre-snap penalties. Texas did some of it,
Yeah.
but Washington was very good and disciplined in that game.
Michigan might be showing pressure here.
Yeah, it certainly looks like that. They have the linebackers up on the line of
They
scrimmage.
drop out of it, but they get a free rusher.
Get a free rusher. They force.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That throw was on the money, it looked like.
Yeah.
That is sickening how good that was. My goodness.
Ooh. 3rd and 14 isn't ideal here.
Yeah, definitely not.
I wonder if
4 down territory, I think.
Yeah, you're right about me.
Depending on what you do here, 4 down territory. If you get at least 7 yards. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
This is where you got to be careful. The wheels can't fall off right now.
And they kind of are, unfortunately.
This is like those little tug of war matches within the game. Like you just got to keep your hands on the rope.
Yeah. Okay, 3rd and pretty much 20. 3rd and 19. Michigan's playing back. Penix.
Okay, they get a good chunk back.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. They're staying out there.
They are.
Here we go.
4th and 7 from across the 50. They motion McMillan. Michigan shows pressure. They drop out of it. Penix.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
You know what that reminds me of? That
Well,
reminds me of that like Tom Brady to Wes Welker play in the Super Bowl. Do you know what I'm
yep,
talking about?
yep.
It was like that exact same scenario. Oh my, he was wide open too.
It
That
was.
is a touchdown if he puts it on him. Wow. Like I'm sorry, it's hard for me to not be salty about that. Just it like I know I shouldn't say it, but it's just like in my gut I'm just like so now you want to miss a throw.
Yeah, where was
Where
that?
was that last week?
Huh.
Yeah, it's all good.
Um. Okay. Well, that's a big play. I'm gonna get to
That's a
the.
big moment in the game for sure.
I'm gonna refill my water real fast. So I'll be right back.
All right, I'll hold it down here for you when you get back. Holy moly. I can't get my head around that. I gosh. I don't want to sit here in silence for 5 minutes or however long he's gone. So I'm gonna have to figure something up quickly. Um, I don't know what to freaking talk about. Well, I'll just talk about what's going on with me. I'm right now. Um, I'm gonna be caddying for my friend Josh at the Mexico Open qualifier in about a month. That's going to be on February 6th. That's going to be a big deal. We've been preparing for that for about maybe a month and a half now that we've known that I would be caddying for him. So that's a pretty big deal. That's been one of the reasons why I haven't been or we haven't been doing the podcast as much because my schedule's been so ridiculous. But um, yeah, it looks like Michael's back now, so I don't have to make small talk anymore. You don't have to hear about that anymore. Oh man.
For those of you who maybe like college football, but you're bigger fans of the National Football League, obviously the playoffs begin Saturday. Our big wild card weekend episodes will be uh, tomorrow. So if you're excited for that, we're going to do it a little differently this year, but it's still the same idea. We'll talk about all 6 games. We're just going to do it in 2 separate episodes, AFC and NFC. Don't know which one we'll do first yet, but you guys get the point. And then obviously we'll be breaking them up over the next couple days into individual game clips. So if you only want to watch, 1 or 2 games, or you have certain games that you're more interested in than others, you can certainly do that as well.
Yeah, the game clips idea is one that I've been trying to implement for a while, but man, it's just it's hard to be consistent enough with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to be better with it, but it's gonna be a process, and I think it'll work well for this format that we're gonna do on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
That was a
Well,
nice run fit.
yeah, they filled that well. Nice play by 54. They just need to find their footing as a defense. Like this is not a their defense is not as bad as they've shown this first quarter and this quarter and change. Like
No, it's not.
they they can still find their footing and get into this ball game. Ooh, looks like a bobble there by that receiver. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
That was Loveland on the sideline. Didn't quite bring it in.
Yep. Nice play by that DB.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, these DBs, it feels like every chance they've had to make a play in the passing game, they've made it.
Was a good throw by McCarthy.
Yeah, it definitely was. All right. 3rd and 10.
This would be a big win for Washington if they can get a stop.
100%. Oh, he sails it. Okay.
I'm not sure that was getting a first down anyway.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, missed throw there. Washington gets a 3 and out. That's definitely a change of what we've seen so far.
It looks like the Washington's defensive coordinator is definitely going to more players in the box and more getting more size on the field as well. It looks like taking more tactical chances with their blitzing, and it paid off there.
This will be Michigan's first punt.
Okay,
into the end zone for a touchdown.
Washington at the 25 after the commercial break. This game is starting to shift.
Yeah, a little bit. Michigan got that big run by Corum on their last drive. They get down in field goal range. They weren't able to punch it in. Washington gets a big stop, holds them to a field goal, and then they're able to, force a Michigan 3 and out on their next drive.
Yep. I mean,
they're still in this game. You just don't want a situation where it gets to say 3 or 4 scores before halftime. If you can keep it right here or even cut it to 1 score, that would be a total win for Washington. One thing I did want to mention, speaking of these two teams, is there's been some scuttlebutt that, and I know this happens every offseason. Obviously, both Harbaugh brothers are having an excellent year so far. Jim Harbaugh coaching Michigan in the national title game, where he leads Washington by 2 scores as of right now. And then obviously John Harbaugh has the Baltimore Ravens as the number 1 overall seed in the AFC, and he's on bye week this week. So he's able to attend this game, watching his brother compete in the national championship game. But there has been rumors since Jim Harbaugh hasn't signed the extension that Michigan has offered him, that maybe he has more interest in leaving Michigan after this game, especially if they win, to go back to the NFL. I haven't heard anything set in stone, obviously. We won't know probably for another week or 2 at least, because of all the celebration festivities, especially if they win this game. But that has been something that's been going around the college football universe, is that situation with Jim Harbaugh, as he has an extension if he wants it, but he hasn't signed it yet. Maybe he's just waiting until after the season. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, it's definitely questions building for sure.
Maybe he's waiting for the rest of the jobs to open up in the NFL. I have no idea. It could be a lot of those factors.
Well, I mean, when it comes to Black Monday, as
79 just holy cow, 78 just took that Washington offensive lineman and just pushed him straight into the backfield. Holy cow. He had no chance.
Wow.
That looked like one of those monsters at Georgia last year against TCU. Good Lord.
Jeez, man. Welp.
Wow, he's doing it. Did he catch that? No. Yes.
Penix needs to take his time to set his feet there. I think he had more time than he thought. Actually, no. Never mind. I take that back.
They're pushing the pocket right up.
No. Yeah, I didn't realize how close they were in the moment. But yeah, that is so close too.
Wow.
The rhythm just isn't quite there yet.
No, it's not.
He can find it at any moment, but he's got to find it soon.
Yeah. And this is their second consecutive 3rd and 20
Yeah.
on 2 consecutive drives where they get most of the yards back, but now they're set up in 4th and about 6 or 7. It's not going to do you any good. They're obviously not going to go for it inside their own territory
Yeah.
this deep.
Yeah, it's a smart play by Penix. You don't want to force anything there.
Yeah.
But
God.
it's just unfortunate that they keep on getting these negative plays.
Just look at how many Michigan players are around the ball every single play. It's just
I mean, it's telling for what type of team they are. They just fly around, man.
okay. We're going to get good field position here. Oh, there's John. He's on the sideline.
I didn't recognize him at first. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see him often without a hat.
There's John standing with Lee Corso, the legend, who did actually pick Michigan in his headgear pick
Yep.
this game. Oh, and one thing that I really enjoyed in the pregame, not to drag us off the rails here, but they had Dan Lanning on set
Oh
for
wow.
College Game Day. And if there's anybody who knows this Washington team the best after
It's
facing
him.
him twice this year, it would be Dan Lanning. And I really
Yeah.
enjoyed his insight into this game.
Did he end up making a pick or?
I don't think so. I didn't.
Yeah. I mean that makes sense. Yeah. Ooh. JJ McCarthy out of the game
Yeah, this is interesting. They
for
go
the time
wild.
being.
I think it's just a wildcat play.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
Ooh,
Well,
nice.
whatever they did, it worked. Switching it up a little bit. They're keeping him in there. These are the moments where I wish we could have the volume on because I would just want to know what they're saying. Because they have to be. They're obviously reporting on whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's a hold right there. That's blatant. Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, missed that one. They're going to go at it again here. Wildcat formation. Ooh,
Not
good
much
run stop.
there. Okay, here comes McCarthy.
Yeah, they just went wildcat a couple plays.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I mean, for one play, sure, but you want your quarterback in there in rhythm, but you know,
Well, it looks like
it's
they're just
something that they've clearly implemented before often. So,
they're trying to continue to punish Washington and Washington. Oh no, Jabal
oh, that is
down.
huge.
He's holding his hand.
I think it may have just gotten smushed against the shoulder pad. Oh no! Oh wow. Okay, I don't know then.
It might be a stinger.
Oh yeah,
I'm not entirely sure. It looks like he clutches his elbow at first.
yeah. He's in a lot of pain. I'm not gonna act like I know what that is. I'm not even gonna say anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either. So you just hope
Hopefully he's all right. That's
hopefully he's okay.
yeah, it's a big loss if he's out.
And here are Texas fans watching Michael Penix Jr. overthrow an open receiver.
So I'm not the only one. That makes me feel better. Okay. So
You,
now you want to miss.
you, and a lot of Texas fans everywhere are
Yep.
feeling the same thing.
I mean, can you blame me? You can't. I mean, oh,
This is obviously taking it to the extreme. So don't like call this out. But Penix when the opponent isn't Texas, it's Tim Tebow with the Broncos.
gosh.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's a little much. There's a pretty big storm outside, so I'm a little bit nervous about what that could mean for my internet, but we're all good for right now.
Yeah, I think it's been raining all day here, but it's not been obviously storming.
Yeah, for us, we got I got a notification earlier, um basically a weather advisory saying that to expect 50-mile-an-hour gusts
Uh-oh.
until noon tomorrow. So, and I go play golf at like 1:30 tomorrow, so that should be fun.
Yeah.
But anyways, I can't help but think um like the styles that are like clashing in this game, but like also how this style fares for Washington when it comes to them going into the Big Ten. Um, they're going to have a different quarterback next year, and things will be different, of course. But um, the Big Ten clearly has a very specific style of play, and it's built for cold weather. And you can see it in how Michigan plays.
Yeah. I believe that's Jimmy Pitara, the commissioner, of the Big Ten.
He must be a happy man right now.
Yeah. Okay, 3rd and 8 here for Michigan.
They're going to run it and not quite get it, but
They do get 5 yards
yeah,
for
I would assume that they would go here.
they're going to take this under 5 minutes to go in the half. They lead by 2 scores. They are in Washington territory. It's 4th and 3. It looks
Ooh.
like they might punt.
JJ McCarthy's questioning the decision a little bit, but it looks like they're going to send out the punt unit. And they will, yeah.
Interesting.
They're going to play the field position game, which I don't hate that decision,
I don't
but you're
know.
just because you don't want to give this Washington team life.
Yeah.
And you've already kind of squeezed open the door in the
Mm-hmm.
last few minutes of this game, and you don't want to, expedite the momentum by giving them a short field.
Yeah, you want to play the field position game and make them go the length of the field against a defense that's flying around right now.
Yeah, I think it's more so just understanding the strengths of your football team.
Yeah.
I think it's a smart move.
Hmm. How ironic. They had that Michigan thing. Maybe to block the signs? I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, the offense is coming out on the field.
Ooh. I assumed they would. I think it just makes sense.
They're either going to take a delay or they're going to run this play because they can't call 2 timeouts in a row. I assume they're going to run this play.
They will. McCarthy's going to throw it. It's incomplete.
Ooh,
Big stop for Washington. They're going to take over.
interesting call there.
Yeah. And McCarthy went straight to that coaching staff to talk about something that went on there.
Yeah.
So there may have been something he didn't like there.
Good play by number 5.
Yeah, really solid. And just the understanding of down and distance there. He's not giving him the space.
Yeah.
Playing leverage, not panicking when the ball's in the air. Well, that's well done right there. All right, they're
Hey,
going
well,
to run it with Johnson. Best run they've had in a while. Good play on first down.
7-ish yards.
He's still limping a little bit, but he's running well.
I mean, just to have him on the field is a win.
Yeah, it's just a plus. Yeah, just the threat of him. All right, quick
Ooh,
throw to
nice
Westover.
nice little sidearm toss there by Penix. Got the first down, got some yards after the catch. Westover made a couple big third down grabs in that Texas game. They give it to Johnson. Oh, I just hold my breath every time he gets tackled
Yeah.
because of that ankle.
Yeah, you can tell he's grimacing a bit, but man. All right. Now in plus territory. Got to get points here by any means necessary. If you get points quick enough, you may even kind of get a 2-for-1 situation here, maybe.
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 It might be tough because you only have one timeout,
True.
but you could. You would need to score soon, though. Like here in the next minute or so. But honestly, I don't think they need that 2-for-1 because they're getting it out of halftime.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
That's a first down. He got there.
Yeah. They're getting back to that quick passing game.
Yep.
He had multiple people open right there. He had that guy running wide in the flat open as well.
Yeah.
He had options there. All right, play action. Yeah, that was going to get stuffed regardless.
Yeah. Okay, so they're mixing the run with some quick passing game, which I like. I want to see them take a shot at some point. They're down near the red zone.
Going with 4 wide receivers here, spreading them out. Got one-on-one up top if he wants it. He's going to it. Ooh, no call, but very physical, as he should be against a receiver like Adunze. You don't want to let him use his speed. I mean, the defender did nothing wrong there. He just lost his footing.
Yeah. He just stumbled, which you don't see often with Odunze. That just probably happened.
Yeah.
Michigan will show a little pressure here. They'll bring it.
Ooh. Oh, there's the flag.
Oh, there's a flag.
Okay. He was asking for it, and he got it.
That's going to be 15 yards and a first down.
Might even be first and goal, even. Or it will be first and goal, rather. I think at like the 7 or 8.
Well, it's not a
Good
spot.
call.
It's not a spot foul in college football.
True, yeah.
But if that was 15 yards from the
22.
Yeah, you might be right, actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dunze came open there across the middle, but they get the flag. Now they have to score like a touchdown.
Got to. 4 down territory, 100%.
It would feel kind of just empty to only come away.
Good running there from Johnson.
Yeah, tough kid.
Gosh, he's tough.
He's not going to come out of this game unless he literally cannot walk.
Yeah, that is pretty clear. I mean, he's walking worse than he's running right now, to be honest.
Yeah. And you got 8 months to heal that ankle after this game, but it's a natural game. You're going to play this thing out.
I think the lack of health really hurt him on that play. I think that's a play that he normally would have bounced out.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he can cut on it right now.
No.
Right. No, he made the right play. Just kidding.
Nice tackle.
It was a good play by the defender. He had that outside shoulder. That's perfect technique. Holding the edge as a DB, that's perfect technique.
Number 7 stops number 7. All right. We're going to have 3rd and goal. I'm interested in what the play call is going to be here.
These are the plays that NFL scouts look for. What do you do in these moments?
Third and goal from the 5.
They're going to go roll out. They're going to run. Okay. They're going to get down to the 3.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's clearly a play you go to if you know you're going for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
I don't hate the play call. Dang. Dylan Johnson got hit even on a play where he didn't have the ball. That's tough.
And Chris Jenkins got out there and made the tackle.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, 4th and goal. Don't say anything because I'm a little behind you.
Okay, yeah. Won't say nothing.
Touchdown. Flag.
Oh, uh-oh.
What's the flag? Looks like it could have been holding on Michigan.
I think it may be on Michigan.
Yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to be.
Better yet, I think from now on, maybe I'll just have you commentate, just so I don't spoil anything for you.
Okay, that's big for Washington.
Okay, we have ourselves a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Jalen McMillan with the touchdown, 4th and goal, right before halftime. This was obviously preceded by Washington getting a couple stops defensively, one in the red zone where they held Michigan to a field goal, and then forcing a 3-and-out on their last drive. And we have a touchdown game. And as I said, this is where you want to be. After that start, This is right
Yeah.
where you want to be if you're Washington.
Yeah.
Just down a score going into half. You get the ball after halftime. This is what I would characterize as probably best case scenario for Washington after that
Definitely.
first quarter.
They still need to get a stop though. There's still a lot of time left. But
Yeah, they need to get a
this
stop.
is what a route. Oh, that is nasty. You just cooked him. I mean, you're going outside leverage on a two-way go in the slot. I mean, there's not much you can do there, but
No,
talk about creating space. He had 3 yards of it. Man, I just can't give this Washington team enough credit, man. They could have easily folded and it just, they're undefeated for a reason, man. You can't count them out ever.
they've won. I think they have the longest winning streak in the country. So dating back to last year. So they're obviously battle
And
tested.
they've won 10 straight one-score games as well.
Yep. They're battle tested. I don't think this is the first. This obviously isn't the first time they've trailed this year.
Yeah, that Pac-12, if you really think, it was a gauntlet.
Let's see what Michigan does here. Their last drive before half. That's a completion to Loveland. I think that's his first catch.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
First down.
Positive play there. Much needed.
I think if you're Michigan, you're probably just looking to get maybe 3. If you could get 3 and get this back to 2 scores.
Ooh, he didn't get out of bounds.
Oh, nice play there by the defender.
Oh, my bad. I couldn't help myself.
You got to go.
Shouldn't have
All right, they'll spike it.
Okay, 3rd and 3.
Looks like they need probably 15-ish yards to at least try a field goal.
Yeah, but with their kicker, they may need 20, to be fair.
I think they're going to try. They try it either way.
Yeah. They will try it, but
you're probably
confident. I think you got to get this to like 32.
And even then, it's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
They're going to go.
Yep. I don't know.
Maybe not.
They don't have a timeout. They're just going to let that play clock run down and say delay of game. Okay. Another big stop for Washington.
Yeah. Okay, well, Michigan.
It feels like the last few drives, Michigan's kind of tricked themselves into getting away from the run game a little bit.
I was about to say that, but Michigan won the first quarter going away, but Washington has won the second quarter.
100%.
That's big.
Yeah, they won it 7-3. That's all they needed just to be in it within striking distance.
It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do much. We've got 98 yards with 3 seconds. Probably just take a knee, right?
Yeah.
Nice punt there, by the way.
Yeah, much better on special teams so far today
So
for
far.
Washington or for Michigan. I mean.
That was probably a huge point of emphasis in practice, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially for the Harbaugh family, they have a lot of their backgrounds in special teams, and that's why it
yeah.
was so surprising that it looked like that against Alabama. I don't know if it was just rust from the month off or nerves, or I don't know what it was.
Yeah, it was. It was just. It was rough. Yeah.
Okay, we got ourselves a ball game. That's all we could ask for after how this game started.
Yeah. Yeah.
17-10. Michigan seeking their first national championship since 1997. I think Washington's last one was, I have to look it up. I believe it was like maybe 91. I'm not entirely sure.
I think it was in the 90s. Yeah, I think you're right around.
Let me make sure of my facts here. So their last national championship would have been uh, okay, 1991. So I was right around it.
Yeah. No, I think you're right on it actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do we want to talk about at halftime here? So I imagine it's probably a 20-ish
Yeah,
minute halftime. We could take a
we've got
break.
some time to kill. I mean, I'm cool with whatever, man. We can take a break. We can. I mean, we can fuck around on Chat GPT or something. I don't know.
Let's take a break. Let's take like a 5-minute break. Get some water, coffee, whatever you want to do, and then we'll come back. And for the remainder of halftime, we'll kind of just talk about Week 18 in the NFL. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're not we're
Sounds
not
good.
we're not doing a raw rundown necessarily. So we'll just talk about some of the things that happened in Week 18, and then we'll save the playoff talk for tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. So
Maybe we can use halftime to talk about the eliminated teams specifically.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
We'll be back in like 5 or so minutes. Okay, welcome back, everybody, into our college football playoff national championship live stream. This game is at halftime. The score between number 1 ranked Michigan and number 2 ranked Washington, two undefeated teams, one current Big Ten team and one future Big Ten team in the Big Ten next year, 17-10 at halftime in the 10th and final college football playoff national championship of the 14 playoff era before we move to 12 teams next year in the expanded playoff, which should be very, very exciting. This game was controlled by Michigan early on, running with Donovan Edwards, running with Blake Corum. Offensive line was getting good push. Washington wasn't stopping the run. Donovan Edwards had 2 explosive touchdown runs early on. Michigan got off to a 17-3 lead, but in that second quarter, they got away from the run a little bit. Washington made some adjustments defensively, brought some defenders down into the box, did a better job tackling at the line of scrimmage in the run game, and they were able to force McCarthy into some inaccurate throws on third down, and were able to score a touchdown in the last minute of the half to get this back to a 1-score game, which was great. They won the second quarter 7-3, and as I said, throughout much of that half, they just wanted to get it to around 1 score because this offense is absolutely capable of overcoming that. If Michigan would have taken it to, say, like a 24-3 ball game or even beyond that, that's when it would have become very, very difficult for Washington. As good as they are offensively, as good as this Michigan defense played for most of that half, and the way that Michigan has been running the ball, playing this game mostly at their tempo, it would have been very hard for Washington to not only get the requisite stops to come back, but have enough time and possession to score enough touchdowns to come back. So that's where we stand right now. Michael Penix Jr. wasn't bad in the first half, but he wasn't near what he was against Texas. He missed a couple open receivers. So did J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy looked good and comfortable early on. This Michigan offensive line looks good. Remember, they lost Zach Center, their best offensive lineman. I think it was in that Ohio State game. Or it might have been the Maryland game. I can't remember exactly, but this Michigan offensive line, there's NFL players everywhere on this football field tonight. And so I cannot wait to watch the second half. If you're in the live stream, leave your comments. Unfortunately, we cannot show the game. We are not licensed to do that. We are just giving our commentary on the game. It's on ESPN. You can probably find it on the ESPN app as well if you have a cable TV login. If you have YouTube TV, you can find it there as well. And there are plenty of streams out there that will show the game. We just don't have that capability because we would get penalized for doing so. If you look at what the two-headed monster for Michigan did in that first half, Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards both had explosive running plays over 40 yards, both touchdowns coming on 40-plus yard run plays from Donovan Edwards. So Michael Penix Jr. actually ended up fairly in a good spot after that first half. 13 for 21, 128 yards, and a touchdown. Donovan Edwards has 3 carries, 2 of which went for touchdowns, both of which were over 40 yards. He has 93 yards on the ground. Michigan had 174 rushing yards before contact in the first quarter, which is absolutely unheard of, especially in a high-stakes game like this. They have Reese Davis, Oregon coach Dan Lanning, and then obviously, gosh, I'm blanking on his name right now. But they have them on set at halftime. We probably have about 10-ish minutes left of halftime. I'm waiting for my partner, Imy Nixon, to get back in so we can maybe talk a little bit about the NFL before we get to the second half. Remember, we will be doing a Deep in the Heart of Longhorns sports episode right after this ball game. So keep your eyes out for that, whether you want to tune in live or watch it after. It'll be on our YouTube under the live section. It'll be, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, basically wherever you get your podcasts, you can find us. And go check out our other main content. We had a great year, 2023. We're looking to make improvements here in 2024, grow the show a little bit. So yeah, we greatly appreciate if you like and subscribe. Obviously, you don't have to. If you have friends who might like this, though, please spread the word. Greatly appreciate it. We're trying to do more of these live streams, these interactive game live streams for bigger games during the football season. We've done a couple so far. Obviously, not as big as this one. This being the College Football Playoff National Championship game, the first major sporting event of the calendar year. Obviously, the next one being the NFL playoffs. So, questions, comments in the chat, fire away. Obviously, you're not limited to only college football questions. We talk about all sports, about NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, golf. We haven't talked that much soccer, but whatever questions you want to ask us, go ahead. So the playoff picture's set in the NFL. Obviously, there are one seeds in each conference. The Baltimore Ravens, coached by John Harbaugh, the older brother of Jim Harbaugh, coach of this Michigan team. With the Baltimore Ravens, they have the 1 seed in the AFC. The 2 seed Buffalo Bills in the AFC that won the AFC East by beating the Dolphins last night will host my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, in the first round. That game will be the early game on Sunday. We also have in the AFC the 3 seed Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to host the Miami Dolphins. That game will be Saturday night on Peacock. Still trying to figure out how or if I'm going to be able to watch that game. My family has Peacock, but I'm not really sure if I can log in and we share it. I don't know. And then the first game of the weekend obviously will be, of course, the Houston Texans hosting the Cleveland Browns in the 4-5 matchup in the AFC. In the NFC, you got the 49ers having home field advantage throughout the playoffs. You got the 2 seed Dallas Cowboys. My partner, Imy Nixon, he is a big Dallas Cowboys fan. They're going to host the 7 seed Green Bay Packers, who got into the playoffs after a win yesterday against the Bears. And then you're going to have, I believe it's the 3 seed Detroit Lions, who had a really good year, won 12 games. They're going to host the Los Angeles Rams. That game will be Sunday night. And then the last game of Wild Card Weekend will be Monday night next week between the Philadelphia Eagles, who really struggled at the end of the season, going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who won the NFC South in fairly impressive fashion, I have to say. So that's setting the picture for the NFL playoffs, and we'll talk about all 6 games tomorrow. We're going to do 2 live streams, 1 for each conference. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to have some best bets. We're going to make predictions. We're going to break down each game and talk some football. So if you have predictions, if one of your teams is in the playoffs, please tune in and voice your opinions. It looks like both teams now are coming out of the locker room after halftime, back onto the field at NRG Stadium. This being about 25 minutes from where I'm sitting right now on my couch in my apartment in Houston, Texas. Traffic was, I don't know if it was directly related to this game, but traffic was ramped up a little bit this morning driving into work. So that could have been it. Maybe it was just school getting back into session after the winter break. Maybe it was both. So looks like we're about to the point where the second half is going to be getting started here pretty soon. Check to make sure there's no breaking news. Sometimes when you're doing these live streams, sports can be weird that way where other sports like to, drop breaking news in the middle of other sports, major sporting events. Just making sure there's nothing like that. Obviously, there's always going to be some transfer portal action in college football going on right now, but nothing too major has happened since this game started. So, yeah, that's that. Let's see where Imy is. He should be back here momentarily. Thank you guys for tuning in. Questions, fire away. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Just fire away. We'll answer them at some point when Imy comes back. Also, if you have constructive criticism you want to offer us, ways that we can improve, you can do that as well. We'll happily take your suggestions. I don't know, man. This second half is going to be interesting. Washington's going to get the ball, and they're going to have a chance to go down the field, score a touchdown, tie this ball game up after what looked like, it was really a nightmare start in some ways for Washington. They weren't stopping the run. Michigan was doing whatever they wanted to in the run game, and that's what you didn't want to see if you were Washington. And they were up in this game 14-3 with the ball in the red zone. Washington obviously gets a huge stop to hold them to the field goal. And from there, Washington kind of took back control of the game. Their defense made adjustments, and now they're going to have a chance to tie it. And we might have ourselves a ball game. Imy's currently in the bathroom. He'll be out before the second half starts. So perfect timing. Perfect timing. I love college football. Absolutely love college football. I'm sad the season is ending, but Imy and I, as me more so in particular, as huge Texas fans, I graduated from Texas. We'll obviously be talking about Texas football a lot in this offseason and Texas sports as a whole. So if you are a Longhorn fan or even if you're a hater, we're going to be talking about that, move to the SEC, transfer portal, big picture college football stuff, realignment, expansion, all calendar, all that stuff will be coming in the off season. Transfer portal, recruiting, everything. Okay, so we're back. We have Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler on the call. I think it's one of the great commentating duos in sports. I love Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. I don't think the Kirk Herbstreit Al Michaels Thursday Night Football thing worked out too well, in my opinion. But this duo, really no one rather I'd have calling college football national championship than these two. Chris Fowler's great on the play-by-play, and I like Herbstreit's analysis of the college game more than I do the NFL. Okay, Michigan's kicking off, and we're underway here in the second half. Washington will get the ball, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do here out of halftime. 30 minutes of football for the national championship. Nice throw there by Penix on that last drive before the half to get the touchdown to McMillan. Penix drops back. He's blitzed. Throws it. Is it intercepted? Yes, it is. Interception. Interception.
Oh, my.
Right as Imy
I made
enters
it just in time.
A disastrous first play for Washington out of the half.
Wow.
Let's make sure he actually completed this interception.
I mean, you just knew Michigan would come out swinging, man, with how that half ended. Yeah, he's in.
Yes, he is.
Wow, that is a hell of a play. The only thing would be that right shoulder.
I think his elbow hit.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah. He had control.
His leg and his elbow hits before his shoulder hits, it looks like. And he has control.
Well, his leg hits like kind of simultaneous with when he gets control. So yeah.
Yeah. That's an interception.
That's an interception. Book it. Wow.
Ooh,
you wanted a quick flip?
is that Penix holding
That's a quick flip.
Is that Penix holding his leg at the end of that play?
Oh gosh.
Hopefully that's nothing too. Maybe it's just a cramp. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, he got cleated. He got cleated by his own offensive lineman. That's painful. Oh, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. With his injury history?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there goes Corum. Right up the middle. First down.
I don't know how it happened, but somehow you're ahead of me now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh man. Well, it is what it is.
Just found that.
Well, it's right back to do or die mode for Washington.
Yeah. It's what you.
That's a touchdown saving tackle right there by 25 too.
If you could possibly hold them to a field goal, it would be a huge,
massive
win here. Pre-snap penalty.
Goodness, you had all the momentum, and now all of a sudden you're reeling again. Wow, that is so huge.
False start on Michigan. Okay, that helps Washington a little, I guess. I think that's the first pre-snap penalty you've seen on Michigan tonight. Little movement on the right side of the offensive line.
Yeah.
Michigan sets up from just outside the 20, 21-yard line. They'll hand it Nice run fit there up the middle by Washington. Limit that to minimal gain. And now the goal, if you're Washington, just hold them to 3 here. Hold them to 3. You never know what can happen. Their special teams has struggled at times. That's your goal here if you're Washington.
Yeah, and it's a bit like giving a hard foul on a layup. Like make the kick.
Another
It's not a done deal.
Another false start.
Another one. Wow.
Now you're kind of seeing Michigan shoot themselves in the foot here a little.
Okay.
Harbaugh obviously doesn't like it. All right, so now they're back all the way back to about the 26-yard line, 24-yard line.
One name we haven't mentioned tonight is Braylon Trice. This would be a great time to make your presence felt.
It looked like he got in there on that play.
Yeah, he did. Right as I said that.
It looks like 91 batted it down, and Trice got in at the end.
I'm going to try to pronounce that. Solid play, though.
Yeah. Trice got in a little late.
Yeah, Trice was there.
Great play by
I think
that's something that Washington did well.
Kind of long release kind
That's
of.
something that Washington did well in the Texas game. They were batting passes at the line of scrimmage all night long.
Yeah.
Okay, 4th down.
And once again, when Michigan is forced to drop back and throw, they can't get much. It's gonna be a field goal for Michigan. Wow, yeah. That right tackle got cooked.
Okay, so James Turner made his first one.
Okay, yeah, I got to give McCarthy credit there for getting that ball out because you couldn't take a sack in that situation.
No.
Good play by McCarthy.
Okay, makes the field goal, so it's semi-win.
Yeah, down the
semi-win for Michigan because they forced the turnover, but it's also semi-win for Washington because they were able to keep him out of the end zone. You just hope that Penix isn't limited in any way after that cleat to the shin.
After that hit, yeah. Was that the first play of the second half?
It was.
Oh my gosh. I walked in from the bathroom and oh my goodness.
Okay, so Michigan gets it back to 2 possessions. We'll see what Washington does, how they answer their interception on this next drive. While you were away, by the way, I just kind of set the scene for the NFL playoffs a little bit. Nothing too extravagant. But we will definitely be talking more about that tomorrow if you're interested.
Definitely. Get rid of that.
Anything you have on your mind real fast for this commercial break?
Well, this is not a basketball stream, but it's on my mind. The Mavericks got a big win against Minnesota yesterday. And I was able to watch that game this afternoon before this one. And, man, I think this is the best I've felt about a Mavericks team since – like even during the run to the conference finals, I didn't feel as confident as I do right now in the team. And obviously it's a different landscape and the West is tougher now than what it was. But I just think with how this team is defending over the last month, they're 5th in defensive rating. If they're able to keep that up or just remain at like a top 10 level, even sustain that,
Mm-hmm.
then they've got a chance.
It's interesting to hear you say that. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot of like little mini storylines going on in the NBA right now. It's hard to keep track of it all, but um, one guy that nobody's talking about right now. I'll be real quick because the game's back, but Trey Young has been balling
yep,
lately, and nobody's talking about it.
yep. And I've already started to hear rumors about DeJounte Murray being traded again.
Yep.
Um, that's the most interesting part of the NBA. This kind of time of the NBA season to me is these trade rumors start to heat up.
Yeah.
All star.
And you can see the effect it has on these players and how they play too. They definitely aren't as committed when they hear their name in trade rumors. Like it's just like as even as professional as you can be, like it's just a human trait. Okay. Back to the game. Big drive for Washington. That goes without saying.
Yeah,
But just
pretty much every drive from here on out, it's a big drive for both teams.
yeah, true. But gotta settle themselves down a little
But it's
bit.
accentuated for Washington because they trail by 10 points. Good run on first down. You obviously don't want to totally abandon the run game. You don't have to yet, obviously, because you
Yeah.
have
They're
time
not
left.
yeah.
Um,
They're definitely not at a point where they got to throw. That's definitely not the
you'd like
case.
to see them conserve their timeouts a little better than they did in that first half in this half.
Definitely.
Nice play there. First down, the screen to a Dunze.
All right. They get McMillan on the edge there. Got to get these playmakers in space and let them create a little bit.
Good block by Westover on Sanders still. Set the edge there. That was nice.
Yeah, I believe if I remember right, I think Westover was a walk on. Pretty impressive. I mean, with how good of a player he is.
So Dunze has 4 catches for 43. They get it to Colt, the athletic tight end, and he makes a couple men miss. He played a big part. Ooh, some extra
Oh, wow.
there. Did they throw a flag? They did.
Uh-oh. That's big because that sends them to the 50 all the way to the 35. That's
It just
huge.
wasn't needed by
Yeah. It's just
like he was already his forward progress was stopped. He was already pretty much play was pretty much over.
and to be honest, he's lucky that they're not reviewing this for targeting, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it wasn't targeting. Just
Maybe no, never mind. After seeing really just the push at the end is what I was referring to, but that's not targeting. I'll take that back.
he just pushed him while he's already out of bounds.
Yeah.
Ooh, tip pass at
Not
the
a good play
line,
there.
incomplete.
Uh-oh. Oof. Just hold your
Who's
breath.
78? He's having a good game. He had that bull rush
He's
earlier on in the game where
he's been fantastic.
he's having a big game here.
What number is Jenkins? I can't
I
remember.
think Jenkins is 94, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. I don't know who 78 is. 78's Grant. I'm not sure. I know Mason Graham and I know Chris Jenkins. I don't know who 78 is for sure, but he's a big body. He's having his way with these, for the most part, with these Washington guards. All right, 3rd and 8. We're under the 10-minute.
Here we go.
Michigan will bring a edge pressure. Quick to Westover.
Corner
Only a
blitz.
couple yards, though.
Ooh.
What's Washington going to do? Oh,
I think you kick it.
Culp was,
Honestly.
Culp was running. He kind of ran wide.
Oh
He
wow.
ran
He
wide open
was.
a little late with the pressure. I don't know if Penix would have had time to find him, but he was open down the seam.
Yeah.
Okay, Grady Gross. He's a good kicker, but this is a 45-yard attempt to get it back to one possession. He split the uprights. Okay. They get points.
Solid.
It
Solid.
wasn't a touchdown, but it's back to one possession. So we're back to where we were before halftime. Or I guess at halftime. Okay.
Yeah, good response by Washington. Let me update the score here. I haven't updated it in a while. I'm having trouble keeping the conversation going without circling back to what we're talking about on Dit Hole later.
Yeah.
It's a weird balance.
Yeah. Baseball free agency has been kind of slow. But I'd imagine in the next couple of weeks we'll see some moves as we're about a little over a month from spring training. Obviously, on our last baseball episode, we talked about Tawny move, obviously to the Dodgers. I think we talked about Yamamoto. Did we talk about Yamamoto? I think we talked about.
A little bit.
We talked about.
I think we did on a Patreon episode.
Yeah, it was a Patreon episode where we talked about him going. Then we obviously talked about Soto. Those have been like the biggest dominoes to fall so far. We're waiting on Bellinger. We're waiting on Snell. We're waiting on Montgomery. There are a couple other bigger names out there that we're waiting for to drop. I'd imagine here in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably see one or two of them fall. I don't know what you do if you're baseball about. I don't know if there's anything you can do necessarily, but it seems like every winter this happens where it's just there's not really a lot of action. Like you see it in the NBA, right? Right as free agency starts, it's a frenzy of news for like 48 to 72 hours. And in baseball, it's like it opens and you're just kind of playing the waiting game.
Yeah.
And I think baseball needs to drum up more of that, find a way to drum up more.
I think it also has to do with the timing of free agency in relation to the draft as well.
Yeah.
Because with baseball, it's in season.
Yeah.
I don't know. The NBA does it differently also with the setup with moratorium where they have the 2 days where
Right.
they can talk but they can't sign to the dotted line until free agency starts.
That's true.
I think baseball could probably implement something similar, but
yeah. Okay. So Michigan will get the ball. And to be honest with you, for the last quarter plus, they haven't done much offensively at all. They've gotten a couple field goals, but since they scored those first two touchdowns, they haven't done much. And it's a credit to Washington's defense, but it's also, I think, maybe kind of getting a little cute at some points in times.
yeah,
Too much passing.
Definitely. Just run it down their throat, to put it simply. That's easier said than done, of course, but I mean, Washington, you got to give them credit as well. They've stopped the running plays that they've done, but it definitely feels like they've not gone to it as much.
It feels like Donovan Edwards has been the best back for Michigan so far. He
Yeah,
seems to
I
be
think
making.
so too.
Fordham had that one explosive run, but other than that, it's been mostly Donovan Edwards as the workhorse or the playmaker.
Yeah, I think against this Washington defense specifically, I think his running style with the patience really
Yeah.
suits well.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice tackle. Another third down. See, this is early on in the game. Washington wasn't getting the third down,
No, they weren't.
and now pressure is being put on the Michigan offense to convert these third downs.
And
And
specifically JJ McCarthy.
exactly, exactly. And as you see, I mean, it's a credit to Washington's defense, absolutely, but Michigan's 0 for 5 on third down.
Yep.
And there's another stop. And that's something
Okay.
that's also something that Washington did really well against Texas. Texas was terrible on third down in the game last weekend.
Yeah,
Or,
their third down defense has been fantastic today.
yeah,
And
it
it
was.
hasn't just been like high leverage like moments in the running game in the trenches. It's been defensive backs in one-on-one winning their matchups against these Michigan receivers.
42 for Washington's having a good game. He's made a couple plays in the
Yeah.
run game, a couple nice tackles. So is 54. Ever since
And
the first,
I definitely do think Michigan leaves some to be desired when it comes to passing weapons compared to some of the other teams Washington has faced this year.
yeah, absolutely. Okay. So now we're back to where we were coming out of halftime. Washington's going to have the ball down the touchdown. We're about close to midway through the third quarter here in this national championship game.
I know Washington's been kind of creeping around here, but
There's some
you
breaking news.
just kind of feel like at any moment they could just turn it on. And
There's
that's
some,
the scary part if you're Michigan.
there's some breaking news. I don't know if I want to mention it. It's not great. It's not good.
Let it fly.
Grizzlies star John Morant will undergo season-ending shoulder surgery.
Oh no. Oh no. That is brutal.
That broke 3 minutes ago on ESPN.
Wow.
It's unfortunate. Not great.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. I think
Not to dampen the mood, but I kind of had to let it fly.
yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I literally told you to, but I think if he's injured, it's the right move by the Grizzlies to
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not throw away the season, but I mean, you'll most likely be getting a top 6, 7 pick with
Oh,
how far you're at right now.
he has a torn labrum, so
Yeah.
he's got to have the surgery.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. But okay, yeah, never mind. That makes sense. I didn't realize that it was I thought he was kind of borderline between getting surgery or not. But apparently, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm. Well,
My allergies are not good right now.
that sucks.
Well,
I was,
anything in particular with college basketball that you would want to mention right now?
yeah,
I
there's
haven't
a
been
lot. I mean,
following as hard as I should, but
we can do it at the next break. You see
oh,
Stephen A.
we're already
Smith.
back.
You you see, I believe that's MJ, and you see Derek Jeter. Wow,
Oh, wow, that is a
that's quite
Stephen A. Smith too.
Derek
That is
Jeter
a
and
box right there.
Derek Jeter, an alumni of Michigan.
ASAP Rocky. I think that's Kevin Love too. What the heck? No, it's not Kevin Love. I'm just kidding.
Westover's been a target here lately for Washington.
Yeah, that's a target Penix likes for sure.
They're obviously in no hurry here. Just want
Yep.
to go down and get
Ball
some.
by any means necessary.
You cannot have any more turnovers, though. Not ideally. Quick throw. There goes Jalen Polk. He's got first down and more. Up across the 40.
Oh, the speed. Good tackle.
Nice little well-designed screen there.
Yeah. Kind of inside door screen.
Yep.
Get a kick out from the tackle. Solid.
And Emmy and I haven't totally nailed down what we're going to do for draft season, but some of that will be on Dit Hole and some of it will be on our main feed, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he fell down. Screen does not. I mean, that play was kind of not going anywhere from the start. Michigan had that one pretty well figured out from the get-go. Oh, he got tripped. Interesting. Is that not a flag? Oh, he got knocked down inadvertently into the interesting. All right, well, live to fight another day. 2nd and 10. Penix, clean pocket. We'll throw it downfield. Incomplete.
Oof. First real deep shot in a long while.
Yep.
Testing the waters a little bit.
Okay. 3rd and 10. Michigan shows pressure. They only bring 4, but there is flags. See who this is on. Looks like it's going to be on Washington. False start. Oof. That doesn't help you.
That's rough. Ooh.
Okay. So there's been 5 penalties on Michigan, 3 on Washington. Not a whole lot of penalties here. If anything, it's just mostly pre-snap.
Most of them have been pre-snap too.
Yeah. Good pocket for Penix. He airs it downfield, and Odunze almost snagged it.
Oh. Just the tightest of margins right now.
Some hand fighting
That
there.
throw did seem a little bit wobbly, though.
Yeah, it did.
From a route standpoint, I think Adunze's got to leave a little bit more room on the sideline for Penix there.
Yeah.
But that's a good job at the corner pushing him to the sideline as well.
Ooh, Michigan came after that one,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that to be a
That was
pretty good
kind of
punt.
close.
It's a good punt though.
Yeah.
Down at about the 6. So they play the field position game. And their defense, which has played really good for the ever since the first quarter.
Is their kicker and punter the same guy?
I don't know. Maybe.
Again, looked like the same dude.
It might look like it. Yeah. All right. Well, I can't go too deep into the weeds because we don't have much time, but obviously conference play has started, and there are some big wins over the weekend. North Carolina, huge road win at Clemson. That's a ranked top 15 caliber Clemson team. North Carolina looks really good. I'd even venture to say they're borderline tier one national championship team this year. Um, RJ Davis, Armando Baycott, the transfers they brought in, they're bought in defensively. They're playing much better defense. Uh, it's a North Carolina team that looks like to this point can win in multiple ways, not just high flying, run and gun, offensive driven team. Um, so I really like North Carolina. I also really like Kentucky. They're young, but they've got so much athleticism, so much length. Their freshmen don't even look like freshmen. Uh, they're playing a lot older than they are. Um, they've got 2 studs coming off the bench. They're deep. Um, and so I'd encourage you, if you haven't gotten to see either of those 2 teams much yet, definitely tune into some of their games here coming up soon.
Gotcha.
In the Big 12, Houston, I think, is a bona fide national championship contender with Kelvin Sampson, obviously. It's the same thing for Houston. It's just rinse and repeat. Physical guards, defense, crash the boards, physical. They just wear you down. And they've got guards who can shoot. Um, they're big, lengthy. Kansas, I think, is in that conversation. They haven't shot the ball particularly well early on this year, but they have the roster. Their top 4 is as good as anyone with Kevin McCullough Jr., Hunter Dickinson, DeJuan Harris. But I think they need a couple guys to step up off their bench. So we'll talk more about college basketball here coming up soon. But we're back to the game now.
All right. 1st and 10 from the 7.
They're just shutting this run down.
Wow,
like
it's night and day.
the first quarter was a totally different football game than these past 2 quarters have been.
It looked like TCU and Georgia last year.
Yeah, it did. At points in times, it did for sure. If Michigan wants to comfortably win this game, it's going to be, I think it might come down to JJ McCarthy and making some plays in the pass game because it looks like Washington has adjusted to this physicality in the run game of Michigan a little bit. And as I mentioned on the last drive, like they're now in not only third downs, but third and medium to long third downs.
Yeah.
And it looks like
Consistently.
Washington has caught on. Their crowd is into it now. Their fans are into it. I mean, I obviously can't hear it, but it's obvious. McCarthy's pressured. Oh, that's a great play by McCarthy. That's huge.
Oh,
That
slippery.
if he doesn't recognize that pressure, that could have been disastrous for
That
Michigan.
could have been so bad.
That's big. That's an underrated part of McCarthy's game that I'm surprised he doesn't do more of.
Honestly, he needs to. He's very quick.
Yeah.
He's moving right there.
That might be a key for Michigan down the stretch of this game.
Yeah.
If he can make some plays with his legs, there he goes again. Another first down.
Oh my.
That's
Freaking
big
tackles too.
because even if Michigan does nothing else on this drive, obviously they hope to score some points, but even if they don't do nothing else on this drive, they're at least going to flip field position.
Yeah. And if your team can rally around the energy from your quarterback, like that is just such a powerful weapon to have. Like the whole offensive line is just feeling it now. Getting that momentum back.
Okay. They go under center. They toss it out to Edwards, who's been their most explosive runner tonight. He gets about 4 yards on first.
Surprised they didn't try it over on the wide side.
Okay, so I think the goal if you're Michigan, you got to get at least to where it's a more manageable third down. You don't want to be in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8s consistently. You want to dictate the tempo here. Quick throw. Oh, he read that like a book. What a play by 13. His helmet comes off. He makes the tackle.
He's got great hair. Wow.
Yeah, it does. Wow, he knew that from the jump. Oh, that was close. The ball could have come loose there.
Yeah, that was.
Whew. The thin margins that these games are decided by.
Oh, man.
Washington's showing pressure here. McCarthy looks like he's going to adjust the protection. Another screen. Wilson. He gets about 6 or 7, but not quite the first.
Another good open field tackle.
Yeah. Almost had him in the backfield. Okay. Are they going to go here?
They might.
No.
They will.
No.
No, never mind.
Ooh, that's a kind of took a favorable Washington bounce there.
Yeah.
Still good.
Unlucky for Michigan there.
But, well, special teams has at least been good for Michigan tonight.
Yeah.
There's been nothing that's to worry about so far.
Been a genuine plus for sure. I'm going to take my jacket off. It's getting hot in here.
Now I think one of the storylines becomes, especially if Washington scores here, Washington's been in a lot of one-possession games, and they're really fucking good at winning them.
Yep.
That's really the reason they're here in the first place. So that'll be interesting. Another overthrow by Penix. He's just not as pinpoint as he was.
Off tonight. I think his feet just look unsettled to me.
Yeah.
Like, watch his feet. Do his feet look a little jumpy to you?
They do.
Bouncy. Like, get your cleats in the ground and rip it.
I wonder if that cleat to the shin is bothering him.
Yeah, maybe so.
There's Westover again. Making a play.
Oh, good play.
It's just these little short routes.
Yep.
Get the first down.
Got a little bit of Jason Witten in him.
Looks like we'll get one more playoff before the quarter here. Possibly.
Third down machine.
Maybe not. Never mind. We are going to the fourth quarter of the national championship game. Undefeated.
I'm going to grab my water. I'll be right back.
All right. Undefeated Michigan. Undefeated Washington. Conference foes here in a matter of months. Competing for the 2023-2024 College Football National Championship. And currently, Michigan leads 20-13. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is our first live stream of 2024. Happy New Year. Hopefully 2024 is off to a good start for everybody. Remember, you can tune in shortly after the game for episode 41 of Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports, which will go live probably 10-15 minutes after this game is over and this live stream ends. We'll talk about the college football playoff, this game, the semifinals, and there's lots of Texas news and notes we got to talk about as well. Dit Hole, or Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports, typically goes on twice, sometimes 3 times a week. And Imy usually is on at least once a week. So then we'll obviously have our main stuff as well. So if you are watching live, you're about 2.5 hour mark. What is your final prediction for what happens in this fourth quarter? Who's going to win this football game? And why? What's your prediction? For me, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really going to make a prediction. I'm kind of leaning Michigan right now, but certainly Washington has as good as an opportunity as you could have hoped for to win this ball game. And they could win this ball game. And he is back. And the game is back.
Just in time.
It's fourth quarter for the title. In a one-possession
See
game.
what it's all about, man. Couldn't have written it any better.
Washington with the ball. They give to Dylan Johnson. Gain of a couple. Okay. Some substitutions. Get Westover back on the field. JJ McCarthy looking on the sideline. Back motions out. Quick throw. Out to McMillan. Good tackle. Because he had room to run if he broke that tackle. Okay, 3rd and 4 here. I'm I'm interested to see what they call here on third down. I think if you're Washington, you're kind of thinking about, okay, how many more possessions are we going to get? I mean, your defense is playing well. Probably get
3 or 4, maybe.
4 at the most, probably in
Yeah,
regulation.
4 at the most.
That was a missed opportunity. He had that
Very
first
tough
down.
right there. Tough to swallow there.
He just looked upfield before he secured it.
Those are the plays that decide games.
Yep.
Oh,
That was a play they absolutely made last week against the Longhorns. But not this week. Ooh, good punt.
they've had every opportunity to tie this up.
Yeah, they've had a couple chances.
That's a huge punt. Flipped the whole field.
If Michigan could put together, theoretically, I'm just throwing this out there. If Michigan, say, puts together a 5-minute touchdown drive here, is that, I mean, nothing ices the game this early, but that would feel
That would feel big.
the first stab to the chest of Washington. Like, it wouldn't kill them, but it would certainly go a long way into deciding this game, possibly. I just have a feeling that if Michigan isn't able to generate anything offensively for the next drive or two, at some point, this Washington offense is too good, and they're going to find a way to tie this game. And hey, I wouldn't hate overtime, not at all, in a national championship.
Nope.
Or even a close game that comes down to the last couple of minutes, a tie game or something like that. Anything on your mind right now? Or I could continue to talk about
One thing that just popped in my head is these playoff games from Michigan have really shown how impressive Ohio State's performance was against them.
Yeah.
Particularly Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
I mean, there's stuff available, but everything is tough.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They're just not getting chunks against this defense.
Nope.
What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, unless you had something on your mind, I could continue to talk about college basketball or whatever else there is going on right now.
Yeah, just go right ahead, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, do you have any thoughts so far in the season? Or, I mean, I guess.
Well, I think Arizona being this good definitely. It's not that it caught me completely off guard, but like I didn't think they would be like an elite team again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Arizona certainly is in that.
I just haven't been watching, if I'm being honest.
Purdue's in that first tier, absolutely.
Yeah, Marquette.
I think Marquette has that potential.
Maybe.
Lately, though, it's been iffy with Marquette.
Oh, okay.
I think the bona fide contenders right now are probably Houston, Purdue, Arizona. I'd put North Carolina in there. And I'd probably venture to say Marquette's in the next group of teams with like Kentucky. Ooh, nice. Oh, he dropped it.
Ooh.
Man. had it in his hands.
With how much speed he had, he may still be running. Honestly, yeah, they got. Oh, did you see Roman Wilson running wide open?
Yeah, I did see that.
Oh my gosh,
I did see that.
running straight up the seam.
Okay, Corum gets about 5 on second down.
Solid.
Michigan needs to convert a third down here, or Washington could find themselves with decent field position.
Field position and the clock is a factor here for sure.
Big play here. They motion Loveland. McCarthy scrambles. He's going, and he just gets tripped up. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing doing for Michigan.
Yep.
Good
Nice
play.
play.
Who made that play?
I could not tell. It was their linebacker. One of the linebackers. Oh no, it was 52.
He just gets enough of his.
Oh man, that is
If I'm Washington, I go after him a little bit here on this point.
Yeah.
They didn't, though. Okay. Well, they'll have it about the 32. See what this Washington offense can tie this ball game up. And by the way, I did get the same warning from my apartment complex that winds could get up to around 50 miles per hour
ooh.
um, here the next. I guess it's until noon tomorrow ish. I'm not really sure,
We'll keep an eye on it.
but we'll see. It is raining here.
How are you feeling energy wise in terms of doing dit hole?
I mean, I
'Cause
feel
I
good.
still feel
I
fine.
had a shot of espresso before the game, so I'm good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might. Maybe I can have a quick coffee before we record.
And it's only 9:30.
Yeah, it feels so much later than that.
This game will probably be over around 10:15, somewhere around there.
Probably start dit hole 10:30 ish.
Yeah. Dit hole will be about an hour, hopefully. Okay. Gosh, I can't imagine what it would be like at the game, fan on one of these two teams. And you get that weird shot. There's just two Ole Miss fans, for whatever reason. I don't know if you noticed it, but
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Oh man, the missed opportunities.
yep. for 6 tonight on attempts of 20-plus air yards. Unusual. All right, 1st and 10 from the 33 for Washington. Penix, clean pocket. He'll throw it. Knocked away. Intended for Jalen Polk.
That throw may have been a little behind him. He had to slow down a little bit for it.
Yeah. It just kind of looks,
Just that little, just a little bit.
for whatever reason, and you mentioned it earlier, the ball just looks kind of wobbly out of Penix's hands tonight. There is a completion, though. There it is.
Yeah, there's the one we were waiting for.
No, is there a flag? Oh. Well, that didn't last for long. It's a hold on the right tackle.
That is brutal.
It still kind of looks wobbly. Like, I know they completed that, but he just kind of looks unsettled with his feet.
Yeah, like look at where his feet were pointed.
Yeah, I know.
It's just very strange.
Oh, Sanger still is right there. You can tell he wants to win as bad as anyone does.
Yep. 3rd and 18.
3rd and 18. Will they take a shot and be aggressive, or will they just try to see what they do here?
Looks like Michigan's in quarters. Yeah, check it down.
Not much doing there. Well, both teams have all their timeouts. So there's still 10 minutes left, plenty of time. This is actually kind of turned into a defensive
Slugfest.
slugfest.
Josh Pate bet the over.
What was the over under on this game?
I think it was 56. Or wait, no. It may have been lower than that. Was it 46? It was something like I think it was 46. I just remember a 6 being in it. In some way, shape, or form. It may have been 46. I'm not sure. You know what? I'll just look it up. I have the internet at my disposal for a reason. National championship.
Well, Josh Pate was he struggled with these two teams.
With these two teams.
So
Ooh, let's see what's going on Twitter. We can find some things to talk about on there, surely.
isn't it funny how all the Swifties are going to have to either be subscribed to Peacock or get Peacock if they want to watch the Chiefs this weekend?
I mean, to be fair, they probably already watch Peacock if they watch the Kardashians. Because that's what I got Peacock for like a week in like July for the U.S. Open, and I told my sisters I had it so that they could use it for the month that I had it. And then when I canceled it, they were mad. They were like, "Oh, what's the Kardashian do it?" I was like, "Do that."
I just think it's funny that game's on Peacock.
Yeah, that's the future, man. I'm not looking forward to that. I ain't paying for no Peacock. Screw that. Bambi Clark says these refs are pathetic. Hashtag national championship. Michigan holding all night. No call. But make sure you call Washington on a big game. Such bullshit. Getting so I hate watching any football lately. Interesting take.
Eh,
That's a bit dramatic.
the refs have been the furthest thing from deciding this game.
No. I don't buy that for a second.
Oh, what a throw. There goes Loveland down the seam into Washington
Oh, that was
territory.
a strike. That's the arm strength that NFL scouts drool over right there.
Yep. There it is.
I mean that ball was just there in a hurry. Boom.
Right
That was
where
a
it
great
needs to
catch
be.
too.
Yep.
I'm sure that made some prize picks better, Sappy. I think he just hit his line. Loveland did, I think.
Wow.
Dang, even on a quick pass like that, he's got hit.
Nice run after catch.
Yeah. And that's that tactical gambling Washington has had to do with the blitzing.
Ooh, a little
Michigan was
toss
finally
switch
able to take advantage.
into the flat. They get an easy 10 yards with Roman Wilson.
They got to
Nice,
get him more involved.
well designed play there.
Yeah.
Just an easy throw, some misdirection.
Yeah, it looks like McCarthy's getting a rhythm going now.
Yep.
Great timing.
This is when you want it. If it
Yep.
ever happens, this is exactly where you want it to be.
Yep. You score here and let the defense take you home.
Obviously, you want to score a touchdown. That would make you feel more comfortable if you're a Michigan fan.
But take the
priority,
points regardless.
priority number one is take care of the ball and don't shoot yourselves in the foot. Don't even take chances at possibly pushing yourself out of any sort of field goal for whatever reason. I know that probably pretty disastrous at this point since they're all the way at 12, but you never know. A sack and a holding could push them out. Oh, there's Corum touchdown. Michigan.
Boom. You just knew it would happen at some point. Get him going.
And the fist pump from Jim
Could
Harbaugh.
this be the dagger? Whoa.
And Washington fans know it's not quite the death blow, but it's a stab to the chest. It's the initial.
They're not written down the death note yet, but definitely the wash in Washington is in the death note already.
Oh, he doink into the fucking upright.
Oh no.
He made it.
No.
He made it, but
Oh no.
it doink. Oh,
That caught me off guard because you were a little head, and I was like, wait, what?
it caught me off guard too. I was like, Something's gonna happen on.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about something that happened in the running play. I was like, wait, what? thought somebody got doinked.
I was about to compliment 52 on blocking downfield on that run play, but then they showed the extra point. I was like, whoa! It ricocheted off the goalpost and back into the back in. Luckily
Oh
for you.
man.
But okay, well, now this is officially must score touchdown for Washington. Like you have to on this drive. Have to. You've got to score a touchdown on this drive if you are Washington, as it's now a 2-touchdown game. I think we lost Imy. So we'll see what happens with that. We're at the 3-hour mark. We're halfway through the fourth quarter. We're almost to the finish line, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Michigan is up on Washington 27-13 in this national championship. 3 rushing touchdowns on the night for Michigan. Let's look at some stats here for Michigan. They've got so with 7:09 remaining. Corn's got 18 for 125. Donovan Edwards has 6 for 104. J.J. McCarthy has 4 carries for 31 yards. And Khalil Mullings has 3 carries for 21 yards. They have 33 carries for 296 yards on the ground. That right there, my friends, is what you call a padlock stat. If I had told you that Michigan's going to rush for 300 yards in this game, ball game right there. That's exactly what you didn't want if you were Washington. But they actually did a pretty good job adjusting to the run after the first quarter. But once McCarthy found some rhythm on that last drive, it opened up the run game once again a little bit, and they were able to punch it in finally for a touchdown. Washington needs a touchdown here. And that's not going to do much. Those 5-yard short passes to your receivers, unless they can create run after catch, which they really haven't been able to do all night for the most part, with time not in your favor in this particular instance, you got to push the ball downfield. I know you have 3 timeouts, but you got to push that ball downfield a little bit now. He goes deep. Oh, Doomsday's wide open. He's got it at the 30, down to the 28. And there's the big play that we wanted to see. There it is. Maybe it's not over yet. If they can get those big plays down the field that we haven't seen so far tonight, wow, touchdown saving tackle by Sanders still. He's been huge tonight. That's a big play. You need to score quick here if you're Washington. Leave some time for you possibly to get the ball back. You have 3 timeouts. Ooh, is that movement? That's what you can't have. False start. Not great. That's what you don't want. 73's had some trouble tonight. He's not having the best of games. He had a great game against Texas, but tonight he's having a little trouble. That right tackle. Odunze got behind the defense. He's done that a couple times tonight. Penix has missed him. He hit him there. Penix steps up, flips it, incomplete. There was some pressure off the edge there for, ooh. He got hit there by 70, 78 a little bit. Okay, 2nd and 15. We're at the 5:37 mark. Michigan looking to win its first national championship since 97. 5:37 left. Penix, short throw, but not much there. Only a couple yards. They're in 4-down territory. They're down 2 touchdowns, under 5.5 minutes. They're going to go for it either way. They're going to go for it either way. They're right about the 30-ish yard line, 3rd and 13. They're haven't been good on 3rd downs. They're 2 of 11. Penix misses his man. Good coverage downfield by Sanders still once again. Big-time players make big-time plays. He was right there with McMillan. Over the top. Get that little wheel route. And this is pretty much ball game here. 4th and 13. Washington needs this. Washington absolutely needs this. And Michigan will call a timeout. It'll be 4th and 13 from the 30-yard line. If you're Washington. Under 5 minutes. You have 3 timeouts, but you're down 2 scores. This is probably your best opportunity to make this a 1-score game. And Michigan fans, I can tell, they can smell a national championship in their near future if they can make a stop here. This is pretty much ball game. 3rd and 13 from the 30. Penix. He's pressured, rolls out right, just heaves it downfield. And there are flags. There are flags. And Penix is slow to get up. It looks like he was hit as well on the pressure. These flags could be huge. Penix is grimacing as he stands up. He's been kind of banged up tonight. Holding on offense, pass interference on defense, penalties offset. Looks like they'll replay the down. Yeah, that was a clear hold there and a clear pass interference there on Johnson. Goes both ways. They'll replay the down. And this, once again, part 2 is pretty much the ball game. From the Michigan 30, Penix in the shotgun. Westover in motion to the bottom of your screen. Penix downfield. Intercepted. Mikey Sanger still. There he goes. He's going. He's going. He is on his way inside the Washington 10. Michigan gets the interception. They return it all the way back. Wow. Mike Sanger still gets my defensive MVP for this game. He's been superb tonight. Oh, he had, who is that? He had McMillan or Odunze. Who ran wide open there? Goodness, he missed him. Overthrows his intended target. And Michigan set up inside the red zone, trying to go up 3 scores. We'll give it to Corum. Corum is in for Michigan. Just short. He's just short, down inside the 1. Michigan looking to basically put the dagger, put this baby puppy away. The final dagger, I think, has been shoved into the heart of Washington, unfortunately, for them. And Michigan is going to win the national championship for the 2023 college football season. McCarthy into the end zone, touchdown Blake Corum. And that basically does it. A 1-yard rushing touchdown after the big pick by Sanger still to extend the lead to 33-13. And it's now basically kind of a blowout at this point. Okay. 34-13 Michigan, 3:37 left. The pick by Sanger still. The big return. Touchdown by Corum on that 4th and 13. Sanger still right spot, right time. Penix overthrows him. Good pressure by Michigan. Great return. Good blocking downfield. And they powered into the end zone. Their 4th and final rushing touchdown of this national championship game. I believe Corum has 2. Edwards has 2. That has been the identity, the heart and soul of this Michigan football team all season long. And they're going to finish the job this time. What a night for Blake Corum. 20 rushes, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Edwards has 2 explosive touchdowns of his own. All right. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Imy, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the next couple plays and then wrap this thing up. Been a whole lot of fun here for this national championship game live stream, our first ever for college football. A great game for most of it, but Michigan has really put this game away here in this fourth quarter. And now Washington's basically really just trying to go out with pride here. Looks like an illegal hit. Penix is really hurting, it looks like. He's gutting it out. Credit to him, but he's really banged up. Looks like maybe the rib cage might be bothering him a little bit. He's been hit a couple times the last couple series. He's been cleated in the shin. He's just been beat up. And he does not look healthy. I think for him, you might want to, that could be targeting. Helmet to helmet. I think that might be targeting. Unfortunate play there, but I think that is targeting. He lowers the head. What do they call? So it's a flag, but it doesn't look like targeting. So Will Johnson, I believe, stays in the game. Penix surprisingly staying in the game. He's going to finish this out, it looks like. Not his best game, obviously. Played a lot better against Texas, and credit to him for doing so. Just behind him. No, he's just been a little off all night. He's looked unsettled in the pocket. Feet aren't set most of the time. Michigan's getting pushed up the middle. He's just not quite as elusive and comfortable in the pocket as he was against Texas. And I think the physicality of this Michigan team is just worn on him. There's a quick completion. I think he's going to be short. It'll be fourth down for Washington. Looks like they're going to run one more play here. They will run it. They will get the first down. But time is ticking. Michigan's up by 3 scores. We're approaching 2 minutes. The celebration is starting here for the Wolverines. They get some substitutions in. Penix, incomplete, down the field. Broken up by Sad. Jim Harbaugh knows it. Churro Moore knows it. Everybody on that Michigan sideline knows it. They're going to win a national championship and finish an undefeated 15-0 season. First championship for the Big Ten in a while. Penix got hit again. He's just getting beat up at this point. Don't you want to get him out of the game? And he's got to get ready for the draft. Like, what are we doing here, boys? Good Lord. I mean, credit to him for, I guess, wanting to stay in the game, but I don't know. Wow, Michigan is just coming after him relentlessly. Get him out of the game, please. They have imposed their will officially in this fourth quarter. Physicality, that's what they've done to close this game out. So, congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines, who are going to win college football national championship in the last ever 14 playoff before we move to not only expanded conferences, but an expanded playoff next year and a new format next year. A whole new landscape in college football in 2024. It's that rib cage, it looks like, that's bothering him. He's in a lot of pain. Tough kid, man. Tough kids on that Washington team. Credit to them for battling. They deserve to be here. They beat up on Texas. They won all the games in the regular season. Not everything was pretty at times, but they were the best team. They beat Oregon twice. They beat a really good Texas team. They had won 20-some straight games dating back to last October. They had the Joe Moore Award-winning offensive line, 3 NFL receivers, a first-round NFL quarterback, a solid defense. I mean, they absolutely deserve to be here, but they just went up against a bully in the Michigan Wolverines. And Michigan is going to line up in victory formation to seal the national championship game. They'll run it with Corum. They'll be stuffed. But now they're just running clock. And that's going to do it. Pretty much. 34-13 final. Here's we tick down in the final minute and a half of the national championship. I'm not sure what happened with Imy. Probably technical difficulties, or the storm might be affecting his internet connection. Not quite sure yet. But Michigan finishes this thing out in style. They beat very, 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 very good, great Washington team, in fact. And they'll take a knee to end it. Michigan, your 2023 college football playoff champions. 2024 college football playoff champions. And there goes the Gatorade. They miss Harbaugh. He dodged it. Congratulations to Jim Harbaugh and this Michigan Wolverines football team that's been through so much this year. So much controversy. adversity, whatever you want to call it, and they beat Kalen DeBoer in Washington to win the national championship. Their first since 1997. That's going to do it for myself and Emmy Nixon for tonight's live reaction to the college football playoff national championship game. Michigan wins it over Washington 34-13. Our original plan was to have Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports tonight. I'm still unsure if that's going to happen. I need to check with Emmy to see if that's going to happen or if his internet technology is having difficulty with the current weather outside in Austin. But thank you guys for tuning in. Greatly appreciate your interaction, your comments. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Lots more content probably coming tomorrow, especially with our NFL stuff. And that Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports episode will be recorded here in the next 48 hours. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you're a Michigan fan, congratulations. If you're a Washington fan, congratulations on the season you had. Congratulations to all 4 teams that made the college football playoff this year, Alabama and Texas, for putting up admirable efforts, getting to that point. We'll talk more about Texas here later on. You see Jim Harbaugh now being interviewed by Holly Rowe as the confetti rains down on Michigan, the maize and blue. We are out for tonight. Keep an eye out for Deep in the Heart of Longhorn Sports. If it doesn't come on here in the next 20, 30 minutes, it's going to be tomorrow or the next day. So just keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for our NFL episodes. And that will do it for tonight's live stream. You guys have a great night. Hopefully everyone's had a happy and healthy start to the new year. And we'll see you next time here on the Raw Prospect Podcast YouTube channel. Peace.